This New York 19th century townhouse has stayed almost exactly as it was for nearly 200 years, but it might not survive much longer. For nearly a century, one family lived here, keeping every detail intact, turning it into one of the last true time capsules of old New York. But now, developers are threatening its future. You might be asking, why does saving one old house matter in a city like New York? Because this isn't just any house. It's outlasted relentless urban development, generations of change, and the city's ever-changing skyline, and still offers a rare glimpse into 19th century life you won't find anywhere else. Today, I'm taking you through this 19th century time capsule, sharing the stories behind 3 generations who lived here, and why this home's future is hanging on by a thread. Hi, I'm Allie, and welcome back to Fab Little Dish, your cozy little nook for all things home decor, historic interiors, and design inspiration. And make sure to hit that thumbs up button if you love this peek into New York's past. So come along with me and let's step inside the Merchant's House Museum. Walking up, I just love the red brick exterior, and I also love this decorative iron railing that separates the house from the street. The exterior of the house has a small, adorable garden, which is an absolute luxury in New York City, and it's also the entrance to the museum. This home is very special for a number of reasons, but mainly because it was inhabited by 3 generations of the same single family. The Tredwells called 29 East 4th Street home for nearly 100 years. The house was built in 1832 in what is now the NoHo district, and the Tredwells moved in just 3 years later after the house was built. Tredwell was a hardware merchant and made his fortune at 55 years old and retired here. Mr. Tredwell and his wife Eliza had 8 children. The youngest, Gertrude, was born in 1840. She lived here her entire life, never married, and she died in the house in 1933, so almost 100 years after her father purchased the home. Today, the museum is complete with the Tredwells' original belongings, their furniture, their personal possessions, and even their clothing. The townhouse has 5 floors, and the tour starts downstairs. The raised basement consists of a family room in the front and a kitchen in the rear. The kitchen features a brick oven and a cast iron stove, and I'm sure it was a hive for activity when this was a living and breathing residence. Family room in the basement has peach-colored walls and a fireplace with a marble mantelpiece. Visitors of the Tredwells were not ordinarily invited into the family room, which functioned as a sitting and dining room. The space was used for activities such as sewing, reading, writing, and mending clothes. The main entrance leads to a square vestibule with a marble floor. To the west of the main hallway are the 2 parlors, which were designed to be symmetrical. We're in the back parlor here, which was used for formal dining and entertaining. There are fireplaces in both rooms with coal grates and bronze chandeliers. The 2 parlors downstairs are a perfect mirror of one another, designed for that refined 19th century sense of balance and symmetry. Even the front parlor has a false door just to keep the symmetry alive. White marble mantelpieces, rosette ceiling medallions, and bronze chandeliers gave these rooms a sense of quiet luxury, making them the perfect backdrop for entertaining New York's elite. This is the front parlor, considered to be the best room in the house, as it was used for special occasions, hosting company, and just more formal use. Aside from hosting company, the Tredwell piano would be another reason that would bring the family together into this space. I know for a fact there wasn't anybody on the floors above us as we were taking the tour of this space. I even double checked with the kind woman who was working up front, and I absolutely was hearing footsteps up there. So I don't know. And since the floor is original and so creaky, you might even be able to hear the floors creaking above us. And while this is far from a ghost tour, it's hard to ignore the history and the stories behind this home. Visitors often report hearing footsteps upstairs, and I even caught a few strange knocks after seeing a flicker of light in my camera. Some say it's Gertrude, who many believe never left her beloved home. This sweeping mahogany staircase makes such a dramatic first impression. The craftsmanship was a subtle way to show every guest who climbed these steps that they were entering a home of real refinement and luxury. Heading up to the third floor, there are 3 bedrooms on this story. A hall bedroom on the southeast, which has been turned into a small study, and 2 master bedrooms to the southwest and northwest. Oh, that scared me. We're in Gertrude's bedroom right now. Gertrude Tredwell passed away here in 1933 at the age of 93. When she was young, she fell in love with Dr. Walton, but her father forbade her from marrying him for religious reasons, which is heartbreaking. Gertrude vowed that if she couldn't marry him, she wouldn't marry at all. And once her father died, she promised to keep the house exactly as he would have wanted, even long after he passed. Because of that promise, the home remains a true time capsule of 19th century New York life. Upon entering Gertrude's room, I was immediately drawn to this wedding dress. The silk taffeta dress was worn by Sarah Ann Tredwell, a cousin of the Tredwell family who lived in the house. The dress reflects fashion trends of the post-Civil War era when wedding gowns by the House of Worth in Paris were highly sought after. Now, there is another bed in this bedroom because it was actually completely acceptable and normal to have one of your female guests stay in the same room with you in this separate bed. This room has such a story to tell, and honestly, it gave me chills. Gertrude Tredwell, the last member of the family to reside here, was both born and died in this very room, and even in this very bed. It's no wonder many believe she's still the most active spirit in the house. Her clothing and personal belongings are displayed throughout the room, giving us a personal glimpse into what life might have been like for her at that time. Now, this is Seabury Tredwell's room, and it's a perfect snapshot of refined federal-style design. The mahogany furniture was top of the line for wealthy merchant families in the mid-19th century. The tall post bed would have been draped in heavy curtains during the winter, both for warmth and style. A great example of how practical and decorative choices blended together back then. With a commanding mahogany bed, sleek, gently curved lines, and restrained ornamentation that spoke to wealth without being too flashy. The fourth floor of the house once held extra bedrooms, but those are closed to visitors today. However, the fifth floor, the servants' quarters, is open and it's fascinating. The difference between these rooms and the elegant spaces downstairs is striking. The furniture is plain, the decor is minimal, and everything feels very practical. But that's what makes it so interesting. You get a slight sense of what working class life might have been like for those who kept these grand homes running. It's like stepping into another world within the same house. Heading back down, I tried on this skirt designed to show what it feels like to wear a mid-19th century dress. There's even a proper way to sit in it. I gave it my best shot. Not too bad for a first try, don't you think? This house is such a gem in New York's history. It's one of the last fully preserved 19th century homes, telling the story of a time long gone, but so influential in shaping the New York City we all know today. But its future is in serious doubt. Structural engineers and architects have warned that new construction next door could cause catastrophic damage to the building, and the museum has been fighting developers for years. If you love historic New York as much as I do, you can help save the Merchants House Museum by signing a petition that is linked in the description below. Every signature counts in keeping this incredible piece of history alive for future generations. And that wraps up our adventure for today. I hope you all enjoyed this little glimpse into mid-19th century architecture and design. Please make sure to subscribe for more historic house tours, vintage decor, and interior design inspiration. Until next time, my friends, you all stay lovely. Ta-ta for now.